Hey, this is Talker A, back with another old school toy review, and today we've got the awesome, the badass, the total, absolute Benjamin Sisko's mother effing pimp hand, the Innerspace U.S.S. Defiant. Now, who are these two ones on the side here? This here is the Micro Machine Defiant, which came out before this one, and this one is the name of it on here? Okay, this is like a Japanese model kit one. I don't remember the name of it right now. If anybody knows, you go ahead and correct me down below. This one isn't very accurate to the screen. However, these ones are incredibly accurate to the screen. This is the cloaked version here. But, yeah, why don't you go ahead and take a look at how sleek and angular she's supposed to be. And, you know, everything's nice and sharp and, like, minimalistic on the curves. And then look at this big old bulbous, rounded off whale of a ship. But it's all rounded off and bulbous because it needs to fit a playset inside of it. So from the outside and what it's meant to do, it's doing it really, really well. It's a decent representation of the USS Defiant. Heck, she's even got the slanted back engines like on the proper design, as opposed to the flat rounded off engines on the bad design. So let's go and get into comparisons. First of all, a direct competing line. See, these ones were about $5 each back in the day in 1994, but these guys were upwards at $8 and $10 each. So it was like, which one do you want? Do you want the bigger one with the more details, or do you want the Star Trek Polly Pocket? And I'm glad my friend Colin got around to reviewing this thing because I can use it as a comparison in here. The newer stuff is almost as big as the older stuff. And here's with the one of the Buzz Lightyear ships. Now, none of these other guys have mini playsets in them, so we're not going to bother with that. One thing I am going to talk about real quick is that this thing has a flick-fired missile, which really looks more like a surfboard than a missile, but they're trying. And no, I am not going to fire this thing off on camera. As I mentioned, these things were like $4 or $5 back in the day. This one has definitely jumped up in price. So the front can be opened up, and you got like some sensor package gear in there, but that's not what we're here for. We're going to take this whole thing and lift it all the way back on a double hinge back here. And all the way back in here is like deck plating and stuff, but that really is meant just to be the roof, the ceiling of the bridge. And up here is like a little platform for somebody could stand if they want to, and like, yeah, maybe you could put somebody on the engines, but the real focus is right up inside here. Can we see all this in here? Focus. There we go. We got the Lieutenant Worf here. We've got Captain Sisko here. We're going to pull them out of the way for right now and just look at all those stickers they got in there. We got these golden control panel things that can be folded up and down. That's all cool. We got the seat. Can spin in place. Can Sisko's seat? Yep, the captain's seat can spin also in place. And you can't see it. It's horribly positioned in there. But, like, you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see it. Can I, Oh, cool. I was able to gently pop that loose on these pegs here. And no, I can't pull that out of the way. But, focus. You can see that up there. And we got this little tab here. So let's go ahead and... Okay. Alright, you can kind of see that there is kind of... That's supposed to be the DS9 station. And we're going to slide it. And... Oh, okay. I thought there was another image on there, but there isn't. It's you just turning the screen off. Yeah. So not as exciting as I thought it was. But still kind of a cool gimmick where you can turn the screen off and on, off and on. Let's straighten out those seats there. Put the control panel back up. I gotta get some glue or something on that. Can you see the stickers peeling off? That's not good. Let me go ahead and fix that. Let that get closed, and give me a moment to grab out Buzz Lightyear and a couple of Luke Skywalkers. Come on, Buzz. Come on. And here is the old Luke. So the Innerspace figures, the arms aren't articulated. The legs were so that they could get them in and out of the spaceships. So here is Cisco and Worf next to the old school Luke Skywalker. Here's the newer Luke Skywalker. And there is the Buzz Lightyear minifigure. Focus, there we go. So yeah, now see here's the thing that I gotta talk about. I wanted to get this guy out of the way because I want to use him in future comparison videos with other spaceships. Back in the day, this guy was like $4 or $5, right? Well, this one came out towards the very end of the Innerspace line, and not as many of him were made. So he has since skyrocketed in value. Loose, you can expect to pay about $35 to $40 on eBay for the spaceship and the two minifigures. Now, in original packaging, you can expect to pay easily $80 to maybe $100, depending on who's selling it and how much they're willing to wait on somebody to be desperate enough to buy it. If you can find it loose and you're willing to pay the $40 for it, I'd grab it. It's a good little play set. It makes a good display piece. But it's not one of those required things for collectors. I got this guy in a batch lot with a bunch of other ones for $100, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. So this has been Talker Ray with a review of the Innerspace USS Defiant. Thanks for watching.